Oh, this is good, Chief.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Oh, this is good, Chief.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Oh, this is good, Chief.
Hello, ladies.
He told me my green screen was good too. He lied to me.
Yeah,
Gotta figure that out. Hey, this is how you start.
mine is too. Mine's messed up. So's Rex. Yeah, we.
So this is supposed to be our intro video, and we were muted, and Vexus is gone. So
Yeah.
this is awesome. Let me fix my green screen. This is awesome. Let me fix my green screen. Moose.
I'm hearing an echo.
Moose.
Are you guys hearing an echo? Are you guys hearing an echo? It might be Vexus's headset. It might be Vexus's headset. It might be Vexus's headset. Wow. 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 Here he comes.
Oh yeah, please bend over in front of the camera.
Yeah, bend over in front of the camera, Vexus. You're doing good.
Please.
Bend
Yes.
over in front of the camera, Vexus. You're doing good.
Hey Vexus, how you doing? Hey Vexus, how you doing? Yo, he doesn't know we're live.
I'm hearing every one of us
He doesn't know.
an echo. I'm hearing every one of us
I know.
an echo.
Look at the channel, Vexus.
What up?
We've been live, but you never hit the start. We've been live, we went right live.
We never, yeah.
We went right live as soon as you hit the button.
We didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
we did.
yeah, we did. Ask chat.
Oh.
Here's an echo now too. We did. Ask chat. Echo.
My green screen's messed up too, guys.
Fix mine.
You might
Yeah.
have to- oh, do I have to? What do you mean?
There's an
Oh,
echo.
we're on the wrong scene. That's why.
There's an echo.
Should we start over? Should we start over?
No, we're committed now. I mean, that is the most. No, we're committed now. I mean, that is the most. That's awesome.
We could start over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm hearing this echo, Vexus.
Yeah, I don't know where that echo's coming from.
This echo.
And we weren't having that
Where
until
that
now.
echo's coming from.
Is someone's stream not muted? Having that.
Do you guys
Oh,
muted?
it's probably me.
I quit.
We just stop right now. Like this has been the best starting. Ah,
It's all we can edit it. We're not live, so we can just edit it. It's fine.
we're definitely not live, right, Bez?
We're not live. Yeah.
Can we act like this just didn't happen?
I don't know. I must hit the.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think I know what I did, but it's okay.
What'd you do?
Well, so the starting stream or stream starting scene is right above the guest scene, and I think I must have not hit 2 above, or went 1 up instead of 2 up. Oh well.
Not live.
Here, no, watch. Here's what we're gonna do. Cast and camo, take 2. Watch.
I really want to talk, and it's gonna disturb people. I'm talking in the middle of this.
Hey, welcome to Cast and Camo, everybody. It's Sunday night, your favorite night of the week. That just went smoothly. You're an epic fail, Katie. We're talking to chat. Just you know what? It's been a long weekend and we're gonna get into that, but it's been a long weekend. But welcome in, everybody. Chief, how you doing? Fish Soccer, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I've been better.
Yeah. Did you break into the hard stuff and not share? Because
Oh, I wish.
I know.
That would have been nice. Third time's a charm. That's right. Yes, Chief muted. Chief, are you muted?
Yes, I am muted.
Jesus H. Christ. Can we just, is it Monday yet?
This is your fault.
Vexus, can you start the starting stream one more time?
Yeah, okay. Chief's not muted anymore. So here we go. Here we go. We're going to. All right.
All right.
Welcome Sunday. Welcome everybody. It's Cass and Camo. It's Sunday night. It's your favorite night of the week. We're just getting going right now.
Yes.
Nailed it. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Put my
I had to pee. I don't know what to tell you. I was gonna pee during our intro, but
with it. Oh,
that's what. So is everybody unmuted? Are we live, or is everybody unmuted? And we can.
yeah.
Okay. I blame bezels. That's really what that's all you can do. All right. So housekeeping items. We're going to start with the housekeeping items per usual. If you are listening on YouTube, we are Cass and Camo TV, which you already know because you're already listening to it and watching us on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube and haven't followed us on YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment. Cass and Camo TV is the name on YouTube. Be sure to drop us a subscribe. The words, what do they all do down here? The button's right down there. Hit that subscribe button. Cass and Camo this week, again, brought to you by Texas Select Seasoning and Carolina Bass Company. And we were supposed to have Mr. Wild Bill on tonight from Texas Select Seasoning, but Bill had some internet problems. So we're going to wait until that is all dialed in and cleared and things are working smooth. We've already met. Fish and I finally met Wild Bill for the first time. I'm even more excited to talk to him after we met him. I don't know about you, Fish, but that dude seems pretty darn cool.
Can we not keep this? I know everyone is sad to thinking we're not going to talk about our meat tonight, but we still are going to talk about our meat tonight.
Oh, we're talking all about our meat tonight.
All kinds of meat tonight.
Yes,
don't worry.
Sir.
We just have.
You got that right.
We're going to have him on another time.
Yeah, maybe. We're gonna have to. So we're so popular now. We have to reschedule and move clients around and guests around because we're just too popular. Everybody wants to be on the show. We'll figure it out. But yeah, Bill will be on soon. But what we didn't want to do is we didn't want to deprive everybody of a meat discussion, because that's what we were going to talk about tonight. We don't necessarily need Bill to talk about meat. We can still talk about meat. And we're going to have Bill on plenty of times over the next handful of months to dive into specific topics, whether it's brisket, ribs, pulled pork, whatever it might be. We're going to get into very specific things with him. But tonight, what I wanted to do is kind of keep it high level and talk about meat. And the reason the Bill was going to be such a great and prime guest for this weekend is it's been an entire weekend of meat for me. Like for the first time ever, had to say no more meat in my mouth hole. I can't handle any more meat in my mouth hole. I did. I had to. I was so full. I literally looked. So let's back up. Let's back up just a bit. So once or twice a year, I get together with a couple friends and we do a meat weekend. We call it Meat Weekend, Meat Fest. And we just smoke meats. For why? For fun. Why not? So I think this weekend we did ribs. We did 3 salmon, or actually technically steelhead trout. We did shrimp. We did brisket, 2 turkeys, chicken breasts. Missing something. I'm missing something.
Oh, that sounds so good.
But like last night, well, we did the turkeys. And last night, it was like 6 p.m. and I looked at my friend, and those of you that have seen me on my ice fishing streams or fishing streams with Greg, everybody knows Greg. Damn it, Greg. I looked at it, I said, when are we eating? What time is the turkey dinner? And he's like, I don't know, like 30, 45 minutes. I was like, ugh. He goes, why, are you hungry? I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We've had chicken wings. We've had jumbo shrimp that were smoked, which were delicious. The first time I ever had smoked shrimp, it was delicious. But yeah, it was a good weekend. So going from a meat weekend We were going to have Bill in and it didn't quite work out, but we're still going to talk about meats. We got to talk about meats, right? What I want to do, whether it's white meat, dark meat, poultry meat, fish meat, whatever, wild meat, wild game meat, whatever it is, we're going to talk about a few things regarding meats and grilling meats and smoking meats. And we'll just kind of dive into some of the topics. So being that I just had an entire weekend of meats and smoking, this particularly smoking meats
this weekend. Now you're an expert.
I don't know if I'd say that. I'm an expert at eating meats. Yes, I will. If it's a meat, I will eat it. What's your favorite? What both of you, Chief, Fish Stalker? What is your favorite way to make meat? Is it
What kind
grilling? Is it
like,
well? Okay, so let's just talk.
of meat?
Yeah.
Okay. See, let's just talk in general. If you're gonna make, if you're gonna make a turkey, are you gonna boil? Are you gonna fry that turkey in a big pot, like a boiling, like deep fry that turkey, or are you gonna smoke that turkey? What's your go-to?
Smoke it. I would smoke it.
I just
Okay.
eat in the oven. I mean, I'm not a huge smoker person. The problem is I've had good smoked turkey and I've had absolutely horrific smoked turkey. That I mean, I like a good hint of smoke, but I don't know if someone doesn't know what they're doing, does it? I've had some horrific experiences with people trying to smoke turkey.
So are you more of a, do you just like is that just turkeys, or is that kind of with everything? You just want to taste the smoke a little bit, but not have it be overpowering?
I don't want it to be overpowering. I still like the smoke flavor, but I don't want it to be like I just bit a thing of charcoal.
But the thing of it is with turkeys, when you smoke them, you need to smoke them on your lowest heat for a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours. And then you wrap the turkey up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you
cook
know
it.
that.
I mean, because if you don't, it's going to be dry.
Right.
It ain't going to be worth the doing. Yeah.
Well, and you can leave that turkey in that smoker for 9 hours. It's never going to get, unless you crank the heat. But if you crank the heat, now what you're saying, it's going to be super dry. But you're never going to get that internal temp to 165 if you're just using the smoker. And when I first started eating meats, whether it was ribs or Boston butts or whatever for pulled pork, I was a novice, right? I thought, well, you do everything in the smoker. And I was hell bent on getting that temperature up in that pulled pork to what I don't remember temps off the top of my head. I have to look it up every time, but let's just say it's 195 or 205, whatever it is. I was trying my ass off to get that temperature, internal temperature up to that temp from the smoker. And then I kind of realized, swallow your pride. It can only take on so much smoke anyway, right?
Right.
So smoke it, finish it off in the oven, get it up to temp through the oven. There's no problem with that.
Good question. Sorry. So in our Twitch chat, Buzzer just said you can spat cock it. Is that a word?
Spatchcock.
Spatchcock.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is that just like flattening it? Or because I know like beer butt chicken, but like for even cook, are we talking like flatten the bird? Is that what it is?
I have no idea. I'm gonna be. This is full disclaimer, full disclosure.
I'm not.
I am by no means anywhere near an expert. I'm barely a novice. So I've heard the term spatchcock. So Buzzard's saying cut the
flatten it.
It's like a pig. You do the same thing with a pig. You can split it down the center and flatten the pig out. That's what he's talking about. You know what I mean? You're just taking it and laying it out flat.
Thought he was saying, but
I thought the comment. So for everybody watching or listening, the comment was cut the bok bone out and flatten. Knowing Buzzard, how I know Buzzard, I literally thought he was being a smart ass with a turkey kind of mixed with a chicken and like buck, but apparently it was just a typo this time. There's a first for everything.
Chat. I mean, don't worry about typing. Dex is gonna call you out.
I was reading it how it was. Buck.
when it comes to
Chicken
meat.
shit.
He doesn't joke when it comes to
Yeah.
meat. All right,
That's-
very serious.
This
I
is
have
true.
known
This
Dustin
is
for
true.
years. He does take smoking his meat pretty seriously.
He does, and I've actually smoked meat with Buzzard, and he knows how to handle the meat.
I'm gonna lie, I would
For
love
sure.
some of his smoked meat in my mouth.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
Chief's like, I give up. I'm not even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, quit being a child. We're talking about smoking meat
stop
here.
being
Just
crazy,
I
Chief.
am.
get your
It's
mind out of
just-
the gutter.
It's just fish. That's all.
Don't be a prevert. We're up here on another level right now. We're not thinking in the gutter like you are.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so let's simplify things for a second. We're gonna back it up because I do kind of want to stay a little bit high level, because we're gonna get into the details over the next handful of months on certain weeks. Let's take a burger. Okay, let's start simple. You're going to make a burger. Are you gonna make it on a grill? You're gonna make it on a pellet. Let me restart. Are you gonna make it on a propane grill? If you had your choice, propane grill, charcoal grill, or pellet, what are you making that burger on?
I like charcoal.
You had your
better.
choice.
I
Oh,
like
If
charcoal
we're
better.
talking
Right?
flavor, I'm going charcoal.
yes.
If we're going to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm going to be too lazy to set up the charcoal sometimes. I'll go propane.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but if we're
absolutely.
going pure flavor, I'm picking charcoal.
Kind of hard to beat that charcoal burger.
That's why I love Burger King so much. They're flame broiled, baby.
I flipped burgers from like 15 till I graduated high school. But oh man. I
And
couldn't eat a
one
burger
vote
for
in
years.
chat was from Gamer. 100% he says pellet grill.
A burger?
I don't have a pellet grill. I would like a pellet grill. I've heard great things about pellet grills. But if I here's my misconception with pellet grills, and I'm probably way off, but this is my ignorance. In my head, a pellet grill to make a burger is going to take like 2.5 hours,
No.
which is probably way off. But I kind of think the same thing with charcoal, because charcoal, it takes me at least 53 minutes to light that charcoal to get it hot enough, because I don't know what I'm doing with charcoal. I just douse as much
You gotta
of
have
that, you squeeze that
you gotta have
chain
the
smoker stuff on it.
the little thing you put the charcoal in, and then you light them. You know what I'm talking about? It's like usually stainless steel. I don't know if
Oh,
we're-
I've seen those, but I've never.
those are a game changer.
It's just a charcoal lighter.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you mean a charcoal is just a charcoal lighter? I didn't grow up pinkies up, brow tie with the.
brow-eyed pinky up.
I just make a triangle like a teepee with my charcoal bricks and squirt a bunch of
Yeah.
shit on it and light it up.
Yeah. I mean, yes, my pellet grill does go to 500 degrees. And you can do burgers on it. There's no problem with doing, and they taste good. The only problem, I don't get that charcoal flavor that I get with the burger off of a charcoal. And I like that taste better than I like the smoke. And if you smoke a burger, they're always pink. They're always got like a pink color when you smoke them. I don't know why, but they look pink. So yeah.
Is what I'm reading, is it true you don't even need lighter fluid if you use one of those charcoal chimneys? Is that
Well,
accurate?
what charm? You really don't. If you usually you can put down like paper and stuff to get it lit from the bottom.
Really? I'm gonna
Mhm.
have to look into this. I've seen somebody use it, and it's been years ago, probably 12 plus years ago. I didn't know what the hell it was. And it seemed like it took just as long for it to get lit and going.
Have an Academy Sports store near you, Vexus?
Yeah, Kansas City.
That's a long way off.
Yeah, that's the closest one I've
was
got.
gonna say they have them. I just seen them the other day. And
Oh yeah, they've
Yeah.
got them all over the place. I've heard of
Yeah,
them.
I
I've just never used them.
I would recommend getting one of those. I mean, they're not needed, but yeah, they're helpful.
And I like the beer can turkeys or beer can chickens too.
Little can
I don't-
chicken.
I spent some money on my racks for the beer can chickens.
Yeah.
Explain again. Look, I don't care who makes it or how they make it. If it's meat, I'm putting it in my mouth hole and it's going to be delicious. So explain what the beer can.
Chicken is,
What-
you just take
Yeah,
a
I've
beer
heard of it
can.
again, but
Yeah, it's got a little rack. It's a metal rack that you sit on your grill. You put the beer can in there, open it up. You slide the chicken down over the beer can and that holder and cook it. That beer evaporates into the chicken, makes it nice and juicy.
okay, I have questions.
What? 1 second. I'll be right back. I might have one laying around.
Okay. Does it matter what type of beer you use? And this is a legit question. Like, do you use does it give you a different taste or flavor if you use different kind of beers, like a dark stout
Yeah, I've tried
versus a
different beers.
lager?
See, when you do beer, like if you make a beer batter or anything that you use beer to cook with, you never taste the beer unless you use so much towards the end of the cooking. It usually cooks that off. It just makes it nice and juicy. I mean, I never taste the beer in the chicken. I don't know about anyone else, but I've never tasted beer in the chicken.
Interesting. I probably have eaten one that somebody has made, but I've never done it myself.
Never done it. You need to try it just once.
Okay.
When
I would see it. I would think that it would give you a different flavor, just like with smoking something. If you smoke ribs or anything that you're smoking, if you use, say, hickory versus applewood versus mesquite versus alder, you're going to get a different flavor from that smoke. I would have thought if you use a different beer, you would
use beer. They'll use they'll put just like a soda can. And they'll put like juice in there. I mean, really just the
You
liquid.
can put whatever you want in there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be beer.
Doesn't have to be beer, but
yeah. So I don't have to. I don't have to ruin a beer.
On indirect heat too. Every time I've done it.
I mean, but like when I do my fish, I use a beer batter, and I'll use like 5 or 6 cans of beer or 5 or 6 bottles of beer to make my fish batter.
I'm gonna pretend like you didn't just say that. That's alcohol abuse, and you should be turned in.
Yes.
And you should figure out something different.
And tell you what, if you've seen the coating on that fish, you would love it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love me some beer battered fish.
Yeah.
But 5 or 6 beers, I hope you're using the cheap stuff.
Oh, no. I actually, let's see, what did we use the last time that it was kind of expensive beer? It was what I had in the refrigerator. I can't even think what it was because I don't drink beer. But if people come to the house, then I have beer here for them if they stop. So, yeah, it was.
I had to let the dog out.
You do accept invites to Fish Fries, Buzzard?
Yeah.
It's about that season. I'm about to have a lot of fish available to me next time once the white bass start hitting. Ooh.
Okay, so we're transitioning into something I did want to talk about, which is fish and the making of fish and the preferred making of fish. So I'm gonna guess, Chief, your preferred method of making fish is some sort of a beer batter. Accurate?
Definitely, 100%.
Okay. I'm gonna ask stupid questions. So here in Minnesota, my go-to is what's called shore lunch. It's a batter. It's a batter that you can get a Cajun beer batter or original. And I'm blanking on what we used in North Carolina, but it was the best thing I've ever had. Plus, it was redfish and speckled trout, so it was delicious anyway. But it was a different kind of batter, the mixture, and I can't remember the name of it, but holy balls, was that good. So is there a specific type, or like growing up, my mom would just take a bunch of Ritz crackers, not Ritz crackers, but the saltines, put them in a baggie and just with a cake roller, a rolling pin, and just roll it out.
Yeah.
Right. Egg wash some, throw it from the egg wash into the crackers, and that was your breading. So I'm curious to know, between Texas, Kentucky, if there's a specific breading that you prefer to use, or if it's just flour or whatever it is.
So, I mean, in Texas, most people are going to tell you just fried fish, but it's more of a for most of the fish we eat around here, it's going to be more of a breading. I personally use, since I bake a lot of mine and not fried. I know it was brought up in chat. My go-to breading is going to be crushed up cornflakes.
Really?
Yeah, that's a freaking killer topping for. I'll just put the seasoning on the fillet, give it a little spritz, oil, and then put the breading on and give it a little spritz on top, and put it in the air fryer or the oven or whatever you want.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. What kind of seasoning are you using?
Okay, so for mine, it can vary. Like I said, when I just do it with the cornbread, it's whatever seasoning you want. Whether you want to put a Cajun seasoning on there, whether you want to put lemon pepper is really used a lot around here. There is actually, if any of us are in our Discord, I put some recipes in the recipe section. There's a fish breading. This one in there is actually a yellow cornmeal, which I used to use that a lot too. It's the 1 cup yellow cornmeal, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt, onion salt, black pepper, salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. That makes a killer fish breading, but also if you want to bread okra, same thing.
Yeah.
So, but what I will, if you guys don't even want to do all of that, out of all the pre-made ones that I've had, and I was just eating it in Michigan, Zatarain's fish fry is freaking on point, and you don't have to fry it. You can just put it on and do it on a skillet or whatever. And it's got all the seasoning mixed in. The Zatarain's, they have Cajun or original, is really good, really good. But for me, go-to, since I still try to.
Don't think I've heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's really good. But since I'm still, yell me on my journey or whatever, I still am kind of calorie conscious, so I try to stay away from fried food. So I do a lot of baked fish, and it's mostly with breadcrumbs from cornflakes and seasoning to my like. That's why I'm really excited to get some Wild Bill spicy seasoning and try that out.
Throw butter on it?
I just do a little spritz of spray. You can use, vegetable oil, olive oil, whatever. And then if you're doing it for 1 or 2 people, the air fryer does amazing for, any smaller fillets. I even cook fish, depending on the air fryer you have. I cook whole salmon fillets in there. I'll just cut them in half and do 2-pound salmon fillets in there. It's delicious.
I do love me some salmon.
Yes.
Or
I
salmon.
do in there have salmon marinades and different ways to cook it, from Asian salmon to just lemon pepper grilled stuff in there. There's some recipe cards in there for my mother-in-law if anyone wants some recipes for salmon and breading and stuff. Inside track. It's been fish approved. I've
approved it?
I have approved it. They are tasty.
You meant the fish. Fish as in you, fish soccer. I was going to say the fish have approved that we taste wonderful in this recipe.
There's also there's different options. I mean, it breaks it down. Speedy salmon fillets. The Asian grilled salmon is pretty delicious. I'll give you that.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is half. The marinade is half a teaspoon of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 6 tablespoons of olive oil. And then you marinate that, and then very well. Pour half over the salmon and marinate for 30 minutes. Grill 5 minutes on each side. Serve remaining as sauce. So it's a marination sauce for it. It's tasty.
I think I've made baked walleye and it was okay, but baked halibut was oof.
I would say anything you're going to use for salmon, use for trout too. We don't have a lot of trout around here, but
you like baked salmon? fish.
I like smoked
that's
salmon
just-
myself.
Yeah, I don't like baked salmon. I don't know why.
I mean, I love smoked salmon, but that's more. I don't think that is a meal. I like it all. I love smoked salmon. I love baked salmon.
Really? You like the
Salmon's one of
baked?
my
I
favorite
think the
fish.
baked salmon tastes way too fishy.
You just haven't cooked it right. You got to marinate it. A lot of
There it
times,
is. I was waiting. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that to be the first time somebody said, you just haven't cooked it right." I thought it was gonna not come up until we got to wild game.
Yeah, I mean, a
Fruit
lot of people
flies.
say, venison or other wild games, they're, it's too gamey. I guess it's all personal preference. I guess either you love
Mr.
salmon or
Miyagi
you
did.
hate it. I'm one of the people that love it.
Meat. If it's meat, I'm probably gonna eat it.
Do you,
Unlike
any of
vegetables.
you guys have you ever tried a beer batter fish?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
wife
Okay.
doesn't.
All right. I didn't know if you tried
And,
beer
I've
batter.
eaten tons of even like those Adirondack stuff. Like, have you guys? I don't know if it's like a southern thing. I forget what they're called, but it's like a container. It's got a divider in it. You put the fillets on one side and you're breading in it, and you just kind of flip it over.
Shake it up.
Yeah, shake it, and then yeah, those.
I've got one
if
about
you're doing a lot of fillets for a big fish
10
fry,
foot.
those are awesome.
10 feet away. I've got
Cookie
mine.
fryer and
Oh, it's so good.
cooking everyone. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've had a good fish fry.
So, Chief, beer batter. What's your go-to? You're having the. I was gonna say the beaver's over.
Oh wow.
Well, leave it to be as it's an old show because I was trying to relate a show for Chief that he could think about when there was barely a TV and when what show was on. And I thought leave it to
Well,
Beaver.
instead of Andy Griffith, you went to Beavers.
Well, I probably want to come up with the name of the show. I'm just being honest.
Beavers just came to mind. I don't blame you.
Is the Beavers a part of the Andy Griffith show?
I mean, you leave it to the Beavers, I guess.
That wasn't that a show all on its own?
It's not the same.
Not the same.
Oh,
No.
There was Mr. Ed too.
different
Right.
show.
You could have went to Mr. Ed.
Yeah, Mr. I'm just
I mean, yeah.
Beavers.
All right. So go ahead.
I don't
What's your
know.
question?
Okay, you've
You
got the neighbors. You've got the neighbors coming over for a fish fry. You're
Katie's
gonna make
coming over.
Katie's coming over. Okay,
Okay.
I'm a little uncomfortable going from Beavers to Katie since it's your daughter, but we can go with that. So Katie's coming over. You're gonna have a fish fry. You're gonna do a beer batter. Is it deep fried? Is it just fried in a pan? Like, what's your go-to
It's-
method of making it?
There's
It's
no
the
way.
same thing you do your French fries in. I just put it in a French fry maker, with the
Okay,
oil.
I don't think there's a way to.
Um,
And
if you have, if
you
I'm
not pan
making-
fry it,
if I'm making,
enough oil in the pan, I
you
guess.
could if you
Right.
have oil in it. Yes, and
yeah.
that's
You could do it in a big cast iron skillet.
say, and I'll talk about deer meat later about doing that in a skillet. But here's the thing: I'll take that beer batter and I'll coat that fish real good, and I'll drop it in that, and when that's really hot, and as soon as that fish floats, usually like I don't know, 7 minutes, I think, most of them. But I'm talking crappie, bluegill, trout, stuff like that. Or a lot smaller pieces of fish with catfish.
Around here, it's always been. I mean, beer batter's good, but for catfish, you can get beer batter. But crappie, I don't think I've ever had it beer battered.
Oh, it's great.
Really?
Always
It's like
bread and
melts
fried.
in your mouth. Oh, you gotta try bluegill and crappie.
Can we
with
all
beer
agree
batter.
that hush puppies are the best side to have with the fish fry? Or
It
I'm-
is. But there's a lot of people who don't know how to make hush puppies too.
you make them in the same dang oil that you did your fish too.
Yeah.
Just take the spoon.
Does that go?
Yeah, you just got just like that.
Yes, I agree, Joker. Coleslaw too. Yes.
No.
Homemade coleslaw. Yes.
Get guaranteed. You
One
just
hundred
have fish fry
percent.
unless you have hush puppies and coleslaw sides. I mean, that's all
Okay.
you need. Coleslaw.
What about fish tacos? Do either of you make fish tacos?
I do not.
No,
eaten them, but that's
my
I'm-
camera's all jacked up.
jacked up.
It's been a rough night. We,
Can we start over again?
Yeah, can we start over again?
Yeah, we can. We're gonna. Yeah, now I jacked it up even more. We're gonna start over again. And there we go. Take 5. And we're back. It's Sunday night, everybody. Welcome in. My camera's so jacked up. We got it.
Look at your camera. You're making
Oh
it
my
worse, but you
goodness.
caught it.
Fish tacos. Okay, so fish tacos. I personally have never made fish tacos. I think I've eaten fish tacos. I would have no idea how to make fish tacos. Like, and again, I know I'm going to get made fun of so much for this, but this is my ignorance, and I admit my ignorance when I have it. I'm assuming you don't just like fry up some fish and then mix in normal taco seasoning, or do you? I have no idea.
I can't answer that.
Usually it's ocean fish, but I have heard that crappie can make a good fish taco. Honestly, I mean crappie's so good it goes with anything. But it's
So neither of you have made fish tacos.
I've eaten
Definitely
them,
not.
but it's never like a taco seasoning on it.
Ever.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. More of a mayonnaise.
Hi,
taste.
Pam.
They are.
Get some
Hi,
pan.
Pam.
She just walked in the door. So, OG, yeah, Katie is my daughter. That's Queen Bish that was just in the channel.
Yeah, yeah.
Night. I don't even know.
Pam hype. We're so off the rails tonight, but that's okay. We're just rolling it. We're having fun. Okay. Fish sandwich.
On a tortilla?
Nope. Nope. We're just going fish sandwich.
Oh.
Let's say deep fried breaded fish sandwich.
Mhm.
Are you putting cheese on that fish sandwich? Fish?
Okay, so if we're talking a McDonald's fish sandwich, I'm having cheese on that. If we're talking like a po' boy, no. Don't tell me you ain't gonna. I'm telling you, McDonald's fish sandwich. with that meat
McDonald's?
spread,
No, McDonald's fish sandwich is fake. That ain't even fish.
a
I
double
mean, it's not fish.
McDonald's
It's not
sandwich
fish.
with
Didn't
the
you know
double
that?
patty with the oh yeah.
Look it up. It's fake fish.
There's no such thing as fake fish.
There is. Just like
Next
there's
thing-
fake crab meat. There's
Oh,
fake lobster.
next thing you're going to tell me fish sticks aren't real fish either.
Well, I don't know what your fish stick is, but yeah.
Excuse me, what did you say?
I
Fish
just
sticks.
Talk about my steak.
I hate McDonald's fish sandwiches. I tried it one time and I thought it was gross. They put a half a piece of cheese on your fish sandwich. A half
Yeah.
a piece.
We're gonna get off topic here.
No.
but I just hate McDonald's at this point because they forgot the reason you went to McDonald's because it was cheap. Now it costs you just as much to go to McDonald's as it does
Right.
to a freaking 5-star restaurant. So why the hell would I want to go to McDonald's?
Agreed.
They forgot the reason why people went to McDonald's because it was cheap.
We have so see. This is one of the reasons I love the topic of meats. Is there's so many directions we can go, and we're gonna talk about meat so many more times. Let's position ourselves from fish to ribs. Ribs.
Ribs.
Do you use a rub? And now I'm gonna make a very controversial statement or question. I'm gonna bring up a controversial question. Do you take the membrane off the bottom? Let's start there.
With a paper towel. Yep.
I've heard people say you shouldn't do that.
You should.
I always have.
People say a lot of things that are wrong, and that would be
Well, I'm
one.
just saying, yeah, they. I don't know who they are,
Who they are,
but I
Just
don't hang out with they.
all right.
But I have heard people say no, you should just leave the membrane on. It's pointless to take it off. And actually, I'll tell you why they have said leave it on, don't take it off. Because if you want fall off the rib bones, which is what it seems like everybody's goal is, as they're trying to make fall off the rib bones, or fall off the bone ribs, I should say. It just depends on the ribs that you buy. The meat itself will determine whether they're going to fall off the bone or not. It has nothing to do with the membrane, taking the membrane off or not. That's what I have been told. And now I'm looking at Buzzard's comment, which is the point that I was going to make. It helps the smoke get in, and that's what the reason I would take the membrane off is exposing that meat from the bottom of the ribs to let that smoke penetrate in to give that flavor. So everybody's a membrane off person. Are you guys leave it in the smoker until it's done, or you smoke it for a while, put it in the oven, smoke it for a while, put it on the grill? What's your preferred method? Let's start with Chief. Chief, what's your preferred method of making ribs?
Smoke it and then wrap it after it's smoked. Pull the membrane off and rub it with Texas Select seasoning, Juicy Pig.
So you rub it afterwards?
No. I rub it before, and then I rub it before I wrap it. After it smokes, then I rub it again. And I pour it on, too. Definitely pour it on. Yep.
What do you mean pour it on?
I put a ton of Juicy Pig on that.
Yeah.
Like if I smoke them for 2 hours, we'll say, before I wrap them up and put them back on the grill or put them in the oven, whatever you're going to do with them, then I re-season them again really heavy. 100%. But I actually take my ribs and I put mustard all over the ribs in the beginning. Okay. And then I put my seasoning so it'll stick good to it.
I want to trigger someone. Have you ever heard of cooking ribs in a crock pot?
Yes,
I've never.
Yes, I have heard of it.
Sauce and the ribs in there and cook it.
Yeah, I know
beef ribs.
I know a couple people that do that. I've never had them that way, but I do know people that have done it, and they say it's great.
On beef ribs that way, just some beef stock. Throw some beef stock and some.
Yeah.
You squirt the old Uncle Ray's barbecue sauce in there and throw it in the crock pot for a few hours, and it just schmoove. Okay, so the best way I love my ribs is I'll smoke them for whatever time. I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna put them in the oven for a little bit, not long, and then I'm gonna put them on the grill. Not to warm, like they're cooked, they're done, they're ready to go. But I'm going to now, not every time, but sometimes I'm in the mood, and this is kind of where I'm going with this. Do we want them dry or do we want them wet? And most of the time I like mine dry, but every once in a while I'm going to take those ribs off the smoker from the oven. I'm going to throw them onto the grill, and I'm going to take one of those brushes and I'm going to glaze on some barbecue sauce.
What kind of grill sauce do you use?
Oh, just usually the I was going to say the cheap stuff, but
do you use Baby Ray's?
Baby Ray's.
That's like the go-to barbecue sauce for everyone.
I want it dry, but if it's not the best tasting ribs, I'll put barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, of course.
So, but I eat the ribs. Don't get me wrong. But
again, for the 17th time, if they're ribs, I'm eating them, whether they're wet or dry. I'm eating those ribs, and I'm going to be happy. Sometimes I want them dry. Sometimes I want them wet. It just kind of depends. Now, before we get too far away, again, those that are watching or listening on other platforms, you're not going to have any idea what we're talking about. JB Fishing with Dad, thank you for that raid. Welcome in everybody that came from JB's stream. Hope you had a great stream. And for everybody, again, to remind you, we are live on Twitch under the name of Cast and Camo every Sunday night at 7 o'clock. If you're not watching on Twitch, you're watching on YouTube or another platform. So JB, thanks for that raid. I'm gonna go back. I'm looking at my notes. I want to go back to something, and we're gonna go back to fish for a second.
I knew you was gonna do this. Pickled.
You know where I'm going with this.
I'm gonna kill you. Pickled, isn't it?
Pickled? No, look. I hate pickled fish and pickles as well.
Oh my God, no.
Pickled fish soccer. Do you pickle your fish? Do you eat pickled fish?
Oh.
Oh, it's so popular. I don't get it.
You know what I also don't eat? Pickled watermelon rinds. Like y'all.
Oh, that sounds awful. Like,
That's
why are you?
horrible.
Yeah,
Every
why are
week.
you even eating watermelon rinds anyway? You Texans are weird.
Oh, yes,
Oh, it's
that's
not from
really
Texas.
weird.
That's a Minnesota thing. Buzzard tells me his grandma used to make it all the time, and he's been telling me for years it's the best thing. And
Pickled fish
why
will
would you
change
put
your
that
life.
watermelon rind?
I don't know about
I
that.
like watermelon, but I never thought of like, hey, I'm gonna take that and throw it in a freaking pickle jar.
I
Eat the
just-
rind.
I don't.
So pickled fish here are, it's like, it's a major thing. People love pickled fish. Whether like, I think the most like pickled herring is one of the big ones. A lot of people will pickle northern pike. I was hoping somebody, and I knew I knew Chief wasn't going to say, yeah, I pickled fish because I know he hates pickles, as do I. I have no idea what the actual process is of pickling a fish. Now, some smart ass is going to say, oh, yeah, you take a cucumber and it turns into a pickled fish. And I know that's not the case.
I think that's a very northern thing. Like I don't hear about people doing that here. I'm gonna be completely honest. I could be wrong, but I've never heard anyone in Texas pickling their fish.
Does anyone know how to pickle fish? Because I don't know.
I have no idea. None whatsoever. And I could have looked, I'm sure a quick dear Google search would have told us. But yeah, I have no clue how to do it.
Does the pickling process cook the fish?
I wouldn't think so.
Well, I don't know. I thought you smoked it first.
Yeah, I would think you would smoke it and then leave it in a liquid to pickle it for 12 hours or 24 hours or whatever. And then I don't know.
Like if you put it in like if there's lemon like sauce in there, the acidity from lemon can cook fish. You know what I'm saying? Like ceviche or whatever. I guess that's raw fish, but you know.
I don't know. I had to go back to it. I wanted to go back to it because it was on my list, and I was curious to know if well, I kind of knew the answer, but I was curious to know if like a fish stalker, if you knew how to pickle fish, if you don't
like
do the pickled fish.
I said there's certain things I draw the line. Like I don't like sardines. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
of course not. You can't.
You say pickled fish, I just think of like someone opening like a can of pickled fish, like a can of sardines. Who
I don't think. And
I eat them because they sell them.
Another thing Chad has brought up is about using vinegar. For some reason in Kentucky, they use vinegar for everything. That's their barbecue sauce here. So when they do chicken, they do any kind of barbecue on their deer meat. They do like pulled deer meat, like pulled pork. They use vinegar, and it tastes like you're actually putting a whole glass of vinegar in your mouth when you have their stuff here. I can't eat it. It's horrible.
Vinegar. I can't. My one and now we're bouncing all over, but it's still talking about meat. Technically, the one time I've had heart, I did not like it, but I think it was because it was so overpowering with the vinegar that all I could taste was the vinegar, and I'm like, this is nasty. And I know it's not supposed to be nasty. Like heart is supposed to be a pretty good chunk of meat to eat.
Pickled heart. That's what they call pickled heart. That's exactly what they call pickled heart.
I ate some liver a few days ago.
Deer heart. I've had it before. When I was in Maryland deer hunting at the deer hunting camp one time, they had brought pickled heart in, and that's exactly how it was in jars, sliced up, and it was in vinegar.
You didn't eat the heart of your first deer you shot?
No.
I saw this on.
I do like heart.
I figured everyone had to do that.
I like heart and liver, but I'm usually too lazy to go through the process of doing it.
Oh, you just don't go on the field? And
no,
okay.
Well, see now, I will run a special just for the month of, we'll say the month of November. You know, normally I run specials on my OnlyFans, but this time I'll run specials on my Vex Kwando. You don't even need to shoot the deer. It's here. I'll demonstrate real quick. And I know everybody listening can't see this, but I'll demonstrate. It's just a matter of Vex Kwando. It's just a matter of quick hands. Take that heart right out. Quick hands, Vex Kwando. November special, 75% off. It's pretty simple.
And we're going to restart the stream only one more time.
And we're going to restart the stream. And see, I can't even do that right anymore. Can't even do that right anymore.
Yeah.
And welcome to Sunday night. Welcome to Cast and Camo.
Welcome to Sunday night. Welcome to Cast and Camo. All right, so can we move on to the next subject? I'm ready.
Yeah, well, we were talking ribs.
Yeah.
McDonald's fish sandwiches.
All right, so
No.
can I use the venison for a minute, or you want to use that at the end? All right.
No,
so,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
so on venison, the back straps.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever fried your back straps?
No.
So here's a little recipe you can try. You take the back straps, you cut it against the grain. When you cut out the back strap, you always cut your meat against the grain for the deer meat when you cook it. Try it. You guys may see you have a better tasting and more like falling apart meat if you cut against the grain.
Hey, hold up. I have so many questions right now.
They're like, fried butter. No.
So
okay, so you're taking let's back up. Let's
if
back
your
up.
grain's running this way, you want to cut across this way. You want to
Okay,
cut
no, I'm going to
across
back up even further. So you've got your back strap. Are you cutting that back strap into, say, inch and a half steak style chunks?
So myself, I cut them usually a half inch. That's what I cut them, because I usually, if I just do them in a skillet without like frying them, or like with oil and that, the way I'm gonna show you, then I put it on as hot as it can. I mean, I put that thing all the way up on high, throw them in there, and cook them very quick and fast, and they're very good that way.
I don't think people are believing you, because you have triggered our whole Twitch chat. This comment, it has to be grilled as the filet mignon.
So no, that's the filet mignon in a cow is the back strap. All right, and the same way with the pig. That's where your filet is the back straps. But here's what I'm saying. When you do this, when you cut it against the grain, you take a cast iron skillet, put about halfway up with oil. You take your deer meat. Well, let me go to the deer meat first. You soak it in salt water overnight in the refrigerator.
Salt water.
Yep, salt water. The next day, you want to take that out, dry that off, just pat it dry with a paper towel, and then use flour and salt and roll that in it, and then drop that in about 2 inches of oil in a deep frying pan. And I'm telling you, you try that, you're gonna love it. Just try.
You're saying so many things that are against my religion.
I know
that I've been taught.
And I said the same thing too before I had it.
Like so many people.
I had a guy make this at deer camp, and I told him it is not going to be good, but it was delicious.
You need to make a YouTube video out of this, or a video that we can at least put in our Discord, because we need like a recipe, a how to cook of this, just a triggering amount.
Just try it once. It's not going to hurt you. Just try a few pieces.
Well, I'm not afraid of it hurting me.
And I'm telling you,
it's meat.
You will find out that you will love it. I've never tasted anything like it before because I've always done my filet mignon off my deer. That's the first thing I eat off of my deer. Usually, when we're butchering our deer, we have a big stove in the garage, and we put a frying pan right on that stove while we're doing it, and we throw it right in to some of the backstrap.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, there's nothing like it. But anyway. Then it's tried.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, Ozzy Titan, that's a little.
I was gonna joke what Ozzy's saying is step one, you have to shoot the deer first. See, Chief can't even do that because he can't even go hunting because they won't take the crops out of the field.
God, don't even remind me of that.
Yeah. Well,
so you're breading the backstraps.
Yes,
that's so.
All right,
that's crazy to me.
And you can also, and I have seen him use. Sometimes he will use like Italian breadcrumbs. All right, and he also can soak them in milk overnight too. For some reason, he does that also. He'll soak that in milk and try it that way. But
weird. I think soaking in milk, like that's something like I know with some people find some of the fish around here, like they're fishy tasting, some of the white bass or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll soak it in like whole milk for a couple hours.
I wonder if that takes some of the gaminess out of it.
I have no idea, but I'm going to tell you, honest to God, I would have never ever thought this was any good. When he made it, I was like, there is no way this is going to taste good. But it was like the best. And I'm telling you, if it didn't take you an overnight, like when I want to cook,
yeah,
you know, when I want to cook some deer meat, I don't want to put it in the refrigerator overnight and wait. I don't. That ain't me.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you try it just one time, just try it once and then put it in our Discord. I think you guys will all enjoy it. We're getting ready to have deer season. Everyone's going to get their deer this year.
We got to rub it in.
Way.
Texas.
I'm gonna go find Chief Stand out there.
Texas is going to get a deer. I'm going to say his next night that he goes hunting, he'll kill a deer.
It's going to be tomorrow night. I'm going hunting tomorrow night. It's going to be beautiful. Right.
Yeah.
We'll see. So I'm the opposite. I don't want to rush my backstraps when I'm making backstraps.
Really?
Now we're talking strictly backstrap steaks. I'm going to inch and a half.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
And I'm going to marinate those for minimum a day, ideally 2 days. And it's zesty Italian dressing. I'm going to throw those in a baggie. Zesty Italian dressing, some squirts of, the old Worcestershire. And I don't even know how the correct pronunciation of that. It just
does.
Whatever. And soy sauce, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire, zesty Italian. Let those suckers soak for a day to 2 days, medium on a grill. It's orgasmic. I love it. It's the best. I love it. Now, when I'm going not steaks, now am I everybody muted? Am I in the Twilight Zone tonight?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I see your guys' mouth moving, but I don't hear any words coming out of your mouth.
No, because I was wording what Buzzard said in chat. I didn't want to.
Oh, you're fucking with me. It's what you're doing. Chief, do you process your own deer or do you bring it somewhere?
Yes, we process
your own. Okay.
Now let me explain. If I get 2 deer, the first deer I get, if I'm going to kill 2 deer, I take the first one. I cut all the meat off the bone. And then I take it and I have it processed with deer sticks, sausage rolls, stuff like that. Summer sausage. I love that. I love to have a deer just completely done. It's very expensive, so I don't think I'm going to do it. This last year cost me $375 to do 1 deer. By doing it that way. Now, I'm not going to do that this year. I'll make my own. So since I have these smokers, I'm going to do my own this year and try it. But
can I invite myself?
Yeah. The second deer, I cut up myself. Definitely. I've always cut my own deer up.
Neighbor used to do all his, like he would there's a lot of wild hog hunting too, so he would take the fat, he would go get hog fat and mix it in with the venison, and he would make amazing sausage.
See, the
Yeah,
problem
you
with
have to
taking
do
it
that.
to a processor, you never know if you're getting your deer back. Now, let me
Correct.
explain for a minute. If I take very good care of my deer, and I do, I make sure there's no hair on it. And so many times I have got deer meat back years ago that was covered with hair. And I'm like, what the heck? This is not my deer, because I made sure it was very clean. So I know I'm getting someone else's deer that does it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I hate doing that. So I'd rather do it myself. I know I'm getting my deer meat and it's clean and everything's good.
We started processing our own probably 4 years ago, and it was the best decision I've made. Now I have access to a grinder and a stuffer and all that stuff, which is not exactly cheap toys. And I call them toys, but
$300 to $400 per deer. It's
Yeah.
you're gonna be
Correct.
off that equipment quick.
correct. It is so worth it. And we've perfected our meat. We have perfected get out of here, fly. Jeez. We have perfected our meat. The summer sausage that we make is phenomenal. Everybody, I have so much pressure. I feel pressure on me this year because
How long
I
did it
have,
take you to get that done right. Because it took us a couple of years before we actually got the recipe correct for our deer
First year,
and stuff like that.
first year, and everything we've made, it's a matter of getting the seasoning right. And I go to a meat locker that I trust, that I know makes good stuff from wild game,
The
and
recipe.
they've got all of the buckets, and you're like, I want a breakfast sausage seasoning, and it's like a mixology. It's like a bartender. Tom Cruise, flip it over.
We did
dump it
ours
in.
ourselves, just mixing, trying different stuff until we got it right.
Yep.
The same way with our jerky. Jerky is if you're doing jerky, you will try different recipes on the jerky until you get it right.
You doing right now, Vexus? Hate you.
I know what he's doing. I hate him. Look at this.
I want some of that so bad.
That's out too. That's really makes me mad.
Oh god, it smells.
You
Can you
can
guys smell it? You smell it?
Quit it.
Smell it? Oh, it's so delish. That was the part. That was the one that I was forgetting. This weekend we made the maple jalapeno elk jerky, and it is, again, I'm not a cook, I'm not a chef, I'm not a baker, but you put meat in my hands and I can make magic. I don't know why or what it is, but it just comes natural, and we have mastered. You guys are awful. You're awful. You're so awful. I processed the neighbor's elk and his venison this year, and he was like, "This is the greatest thing ever. Please make more for me because you do such a great job." I don't understand it because I don't know. I can't cook for shit, but I can process the hell out of wild game. I can tell you that right now. And I'm excited for talking about Texas Select seasoning. I'm super duper excited for some of his wild game seasoning because I can't wait to use it. And I'm going to use the hell out of it.
I use it on everything. My burgers, I put it in my burgers. I like the juicy pig. It is actually awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's probably
I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I'm going to make something with it.
So let me ask you, and when you do a deer steak, do you guys bake it? Do you put it on a frying pan and fry it? How are you doing your deer steak?
What, for me, it's one of two ways: either on a grill or like a flat top, like a Blackstone, like a griddle.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. So
Cast iron doesn't do bad either.
Fish, do you
Cast iron would work. Yeah.
do deer steak?
I used to when my neighbor would bring it to me. I mostly cooked it in the cast iron pan, if I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, it's ultimately the same damn thing as a flat top, like a Blackstone or whatever the griddle.
I would rather put it on a charcoal grill myself.
Of course.
That's exactly how I'd rather have my deer steak if I could. But if I can't, then I bake it. We put it in the oven. Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Y'all do shit weird down in there, Kentucky.
Well, you need to try it once.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, right. Yep. Chiefs. Where's Chief? Oh, he's inside playing his banjo with his straw hanging out of his mouth, baking his venison steak. What? Don't send hate mail. That was the best Kentucky accent I could do. That's all I can do. Oh, and of course, right when Kelly shows up.
Another Kentucky person.
Well, this is major breaking news right here from Kelly Cakes. And again, everybody watching or listening outside of the Twitch platform, Kelly Cakes, who is in Kentucky now, she's a trader. She used to be in Minnesota. Her oldest daughter just shot her first deer today, which is huge. That is humongous news. Congratulations to the oldest of Cakes, and congrats to Chief Cakes. I'm assuming she was with Chief Cakes.
I guarantee that her parents are freaking to the moon right now.
Proud moment.
A moment right there.
While my daughter, who even at the mention of shooting a deer, it's won't even has nothing to do with it.
My son's like, take me hunting. I'm like, I can't even go hunting. You complain after 10 minutes you're bored fishing, but you still want to go fishing. I'm like, you ain't in the deer stand.
That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that, Kelly Cakes.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think. Well, we got wild game. What is the most exotic wild game you have eaten? Either one of you.
The most exotic?
Yeah, just the non-normal
mystery meat in the Middle East. So I don't even know.
Oh, true.
To be honest,
that's yeah.
You never know what the kebabs are made out of. Sometimes.
True. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna read a comment from chat that I think is a great comment from Mr. Slumper Thumper. Have you ever tried sous vide backstraps or steaks? I have not venison, not wild game, but beef. But that's a hell of an idea to try. I would 1000% be down to trying it, because I know how amazing sous vide steaks are. Now you add in venison, the tenderness. Oof.
Oh, is it an African animal?
Sous vide? No, it's a method of cooking.
Is it?
You're basically boiling it. It's in a bag, and you put it in hot water, and it cooks it through that hot water or whatever. I'm not an expert on it.
I've never had it like that.
So you cook it into the temperature, and then you finish it off like you sear it at the end.
No, I don't think so. I don't don't know. We would have to ask the resident expert Slumper Thumper, but I don't think so. But I don't know. It's French for yummy. Yeah, sous vide.
It. Okay.
It's French for sous vide. I've had meat, steaks, beef cooked that way, and it was absolutely amazing. After for the color and caramelization. Okay.
Isn't it like a way to like cook it to the exact temperature you wanted without?
Pretty much.
It's gonna be
insanely
even thing.
Yep.
Talking about now, but yeah.
All right, so let's talk pulled pork. One of my favorites, and probably one of the most controversial, because you're gonna have. It's like an American Revolutionary War, which actually technically, if I carry the two. It's more like a civil war, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a civil war with states and regions within the United States for types of barbecue. You've got the Carolina, like the North Carolina. You've got the Missouri, Kansas City, and you've got the Texas. And it's like this battle of this triangle of my barbecue's better. No, my barbecue's better. No, my barbecue's better. And here's what I have to say to all three regions. I don't care whose is better because none of them are better than the other. They're all great.
I don't know. There's people who disagree with none are better than the other.
Well, right.
I mean,
if you're from that region, but as an outsider, if
Barbecue is
I'm
a religion in Texas,
right,
Right.
but I will 100%
there are places here in Texas
sit in your
it's
church.
life changing. All right, like
Again,
I
I go back to the theme. If it's meat, I'm putting it in my mouth hole.
I'll eat it all.
Yeah, I want it in my mouth. Don't care if it's from Texas, Kansas City, or North Carolina. I've had barbecue in Texas. I've had barbecue in Kansas City, and I've had barbecue in North Carolina. I can definitely tell a difference from one to the other, but I didn't dislike any of them. So I want it all. Why can't we just have it all? Why can't we just all get along, Fish Soccer? Why does
We can get
Texas have to
along.
be
I just think-
so rebellious?
Because everything's bigger and better in Texas.
No,
All right, that's it. Done. No argument.
man. I don't get the difference. I get the difference, but I don't get why it's such a debate. If it's
Not a
good, it's good. Well,
Yeah.
it's always a debate. If you get TGV Gamer, you get Gamer in here, and then you get
Filters going
Casey
off.
Smokey in
Yeah.
here, and they're gonna fight to the death of whose barbecue is better. And I'm sitting back going, I hope you kill both yourselves, because then that's more barbecue that I can eat and not have to argue about which one's better. Just give me it all. More for me. That's what I say. But so you think Texas is better? Or
Don't get me twisted. I would eat barbecue from any of the states.
okay.
Barbecue's good barbecue. I'm not gonna say I only eat Texas barbecue. No. Is it the style I prefer? Yes, but I'm not gonna say there's not amazing barbecue in the other states and styles too.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone's got-
So now I'm curious. You never hear of Kentucky with barbecue, but you've got one of the secret amazing ingredients that is plentiful and natural to Kentucky, and that's bourbon. Like a good bourbon barbecue. Also delicious. So where does Kentucky fit in here, Chief?
I don't know.
You're too close to Kansas City.
Yeah, my problem is most of the barbecue that we have in this region here, like I told you before, is vinegar. For some reason, everything's vinegar. Everything. And I don't understand it. There is not like I don't want to say like a ketchup base. They don't have that here. That is not their type of barbecue sauce. It is 90% liquid vinegar. Their chickens, they do. Their pulled pork, everything they do is in vinegar, and I cannot eat it like that.
Some of the best barbecue I've ever had has just been seasoned with salt and pepper. You cook it.
Oh, for sure.
Very good that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
That's some of the best barbecue I've ever had.
yeah.
I would say if you have a good rub, which again I'm plugging him because he's a sponsor, Texas Select Seasoning. It's why I'm so excited.
I was insane on his rubs.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go get some ribs because I think I'm gonna be home alone with the dog this weekend, which gives me time to smoke some meat again because I didn't have enough smoking meats this weekend. But I want to use his rub, and I'm super excited because if you have a good rub like that, you shouldn't need any sauce. If it's nice and juicy and good seasoning, you don't need any sauce.
No. Like I said, like I like eat zero sugar, so it's a little sweet for me. I do like a sweeter salmon sometimes. So I'm excited to try it on that. And I think with different I did it on like a really white fish like tilapia, which you probably shouldn't have. But I think salmon
Yeah.
or like she does it on a bunch of different things. I should try it on those. But he makes like a spicy section of spices that are that's more my I'm more of like a
Now,
spicy guy.
like he has that right rattlesnake dust, and that is now. If you want something that's going to bite you, that rattlesnake he's got
bite.
will bite you.
I love really hot, but I mean, I prefer a good amount of spice, like hot. I still want to be able to eat it though. Like I don't want it to be like a miserable experience. But
It isn't miserable, but
Yeah.
it's hot. It is hot.
yeah, I'm good with hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Make you sweat.
Yeah, you'll need
Like
a
James
towel
Brown.
on your head.
Too hot in the hot tub. Ha! It's like James Brown, baby. Yeah.
Kelly,
Yeah.
Kelly, you get me your address, Kelly, and I'll ship you down some of this Texas Select seasoning.
Oh my gosh, Kelly, it's so good. It's made here in Texas, in the Houston area or San Antonio, Houston area.
Houston.
Yeah, and he grows all of his own spices and then makes them there in house. And they've won hundreds of barbecue competitions down here. So I mean, it's a really well known, really good, really. It's nothing like you can't go to the store and get like a spice rub that like that. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm
Even me
pumped.
not
And
like going, oh, it's a little sweet for my taste. I know where a lot of people like it, but I could tell the flavor profile was freaking on point. Like it was
see now,
for what it was supposed to be.
I opened the package this weekend. I gave some to Greg and I gave some to my dad because I know my dad loves the smoked ribs. So I said, here, try this on your ribs and let me know what you think. And just like pouring it out into baggies for them, it was like I was sneezing. Like that you could definitely just open the bag and you can smell the wonderfulness and the spices and the peppers. And I'm pumped to talk to him. I wish it would have been tonight. It was supposed to be tonight, but we have to wait a little bit longer. It's kind of like Christmas. You just got to wait a little bit longer. And then we'll get to open that present of talking to Wild Bill. But we're going to talk to Bill on so many different points. And once you talk to Bill, and I think hopefully, and I didn't bring this up at the beginning, but we'll have our discount codes ready soon. I think for both Carolina Bass Company and Texas Select Seasoning, we'll have those discount codes ready to post in links. And if y'all want to try some of these seasonings, which I would highly recommend, just from what I know about him already, just the fact that he's homegrown. We talk about, now sorry for all the foreigners, but we talk about buy from U.S. companies and U.S. grown things. He's a business from here. He grows his own stuff. He seems like a great dude, and his stuff is award winning. So by all means, we'll get that.
And we're gonna
discount code out soon.
Looking at his walls, I know he's well versed in hunting.
Yeah,
he's got so many heads on his walls. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and they're not just heads; they're like cool heads.
Like they're cool.
It's not just white-tailed deer; it's kudu and
this all kinds of massive hogs.
I hate him. I hate him already. Okay, so back to pulled pork. We've gotten spiraled. Do you inject your butts? You don't.
No.
Give me a reason why you don't.
Because I wrap them. I wrap them after I smoke them. So I smoke all my butts. I do for 3 hours smoking at 175. And of course, I cover them with mustard. And I use Texas Select seasoning on them again, and then I wrap it like 2 coats of foil or paper. Now, if you can get the paper, is better than the foil to wrap them in. But if you do that way, they're just, I mean, they're they just fall apart. And do you put the fat up or down?
Be up, right? Oh,
It's down.
I
Wait
always
a
do
minute.
my
Why
fat
are you
on the
not putting it up on
because-
top? Because then it drains down through the
I
meat
always do mine on the top.
and keeps it moist.
Well, yeah. Now you got me thinking. It's been a while since I've done one.
So that's how I've always been taught. Always put the fat on top.
I do that with
It's
any
just-
meat. Yeah.
That's how I was taught. And I've always.
How much do you trim your briskets?
Sometimes I don't trim it at all. If it's
That's the right answer.
if it just depends. If it's real thick,
If it's
then
really
I
thick,
will
I'll
trim.
trim some,
Then
but I'm
I'll
not trimming
trim
it
it.
all.
But see, I usually order them from a big. I got a big pig plant right here beside us, and they do hundreds of thousands of pigs to Walmart. They stock all Walmart's hams and that. So I just call down there and order briskets. Briskets, I use the butts, pork butts, and it's just holy smokes.
Man, I wish I could remember. Honestly, I don't remember if I do. I was full disclosure, I was guessing. It's been a while. I'm an injector. I inject my butts, and I use like an apple juice concoction, and I'll inject it probably 4 times over a handful of hours. And as I'm smoking it, I'm spritzing apple juice on top of it. Am I crazy? So you just cut your cover, you smoke it, cover it. You're not
I'm not
doing anything to it
no,
the entire time.
I never inject my briskets or my pulled pork, my butts. I never do that. And I know people that do it,
Yeah.
but I think it's better. Sometimes I think it's better without doing that.
Maybe I'm gonna have to try it. Maybe I'll have to try it this weekend. I'm gonna
Some seasoning. Just throwing it
yeah.
out.
I was gonna say I'm gonna take some of Wild Bill's seasoning.
Get some mustard. I mean,
Well, yeah, you got to do the mustard. I mean,
do the whole.
you got to do mustard. But there's also, I think there's a concoction I've used that. See, now I'm using. Maybe you're not using applewood. I'm using applewood when I'm smoking my butts. Applewood with an apple injection, and I'm spritzing apple juice on it as I'm smoking over the course of the hours. Like every hour, I'll spritz it. So it's very apple focused.
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
It is a lot of work.
Sometimes I think if you keep it simple, it's just as good too. You know what I mean?
But my fear is always that I'm going to dry it out. If I don't inject it and I'm not keeping it moist
But if you
constantly.
Get
if you
close
wrap
as
it,
much as I can though, because
Yeah.
every time you open it, I mean, it's got to come back up to temperature. It's
when I do my pork butt, I never unwrap it. I just take my thermometer and put in to it to check to see what the temperature is of it. I never open it up, and I never turn it in the pellet grill. I've never turned it. Yes, never. If you're doing a pellet grill, you do not have to turn.
Hungry already. And I just got done smoking so many meats. And I already want to smoke some more. We did not smoke any butts. We did not make any pulled pork. But yeah, I need some pulled pork in my life soon. Interesting. I thought for sure you guys were injectors.
No. How about beef brisket? Do you do much with them? Because I make like the beef brisket, I make it like pulled pork also. I take it, cut that fat off the top, and then just use that like sandwiches, like a pulled pork. But it's just beef briskets.
Oh, I have not done that. I've had like brisket tacos where it's like pulled pork,
Right.
but most of the time we just slice it.
Oh, you got to try
Almost
it.
like a prime rib.
You got to try it just like you do a pork butt. They're amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Amazing.
Like I'm gonna go get a brisket and a butt.
killer tacos too. Like we do like tacos with the beef brisket.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Hold Betsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another thing you can do with that beef brisket too that I do, I'll take a potato, a great big potato, and I'll put it in the oven and cook that potato, open it up, and then I'll put that beef brisket and cheese on top of that and have butter on it and sour cream, whatever you're going to use, barbecue sauce, whatever, and it's great. What do you?
Oh, that sounds
You
good
know
to me. I don't know where the gag is because it sounds good to me.
Sour cream. Can't do it.
Okay, then leave your sour cream off. But yeah, that I love baked potato meals like that, either with pulled pork or beef brisket or chicken, pulled chicken, all that stuff on. It's amazing.
A baked potato.
Yes, yes.
Out, just throw it on a tortilla.
Yeah.
Good to go.
You can make anything into a taco, really.
Right, that's what I'm saying. A taco or burrito.
For
Oh.
wild game,
Have you
what
ever
have
done
y'all
fried beans and turned
what
it
have
into-
y'all had for wild game as far as eating it in any shape or form or any fashion? Fish soccer?
I don't know. I mean, I've had
You don't know.
We're talking like any wild game, obviously.
Yeah, any wild game. If you can think of the wild game that you've tasted and eaten.
Freaking, like I said, I've eaten a lot of things in the Middle East. I just didn't even know what.
Okay.
So I know.
Let's
I've
stick
eaten
to-
sheep and goat, and I mean,
you guys have a lot of boars, a wild boar problem. Do you guys eat them? Do you have people that you know that hunt them and then eat them?
yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And
So
they're
boar.
yeah.
And I think it's on how they cook them too. Also,
Yeah,
You're gonna want to go for the smaller ones.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the tasty ones.
Most
I know
likely
there's,
the
like,
young
people,
sows.
I know it's. I'm gonna say this. I know in the Hispanic culture, like they'll get like you shoot a really small one, and they'll roast it like in the ground, like you would, like in Hawaii or whatever.
Mhm.
They'll do it here, I know that's a thing here too, and it's apparently amazing. I've never had it that way, but I want to have it that way.
Oh yeah, like a big old pig roast. So
Buried in the ground like a roast pit, like you do in Hawaii.
Yes.
And with
I thought
they do that here too.
I thought Original Tech. Again, we're talking Twitch speak, but Original Tech is a fisherman on Twitch. I'm pretty sure he's like an expert at making that exact thing.
see,
I'm almost
I always
positive.
wanted to try it.
Yeah, I'm almost
always
positive
wanted it
he
that way.
knows what the hell he's doing. He's like really good at it. What I've heard and been told. Chief, what about you? What's some of the different wild game? And I'm guessing you
I've
maybe
had
have
a lot.
had a little more experience than fish.
I've had. We used to have sportsman's club dinners in Pennsylvania where the game commission put them on, and they would bring in different meats from hunters that hunted all over the country, and we'd have elk, you'd have goat, you'd have, I mean, everything. You'd have moose. And I've always said before, I think moose is probably one of the best meats I've ever had.
You were saying that.
I don't know why, but it just, God, it tastes so good. I miss it. I wish I could get a moose. I wish I could get. I mean, and they're so hard to get because it's most of our states in the United States, except for Alaska. I think you're allowed one moose per lifetime in that state. You get one chance.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. I think you get one chance at it. And you got to keep adding to get points build up to be able to, get pulled in the draw.
the old game of preference points.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
What about mountain lion?
Oh, I have not had.
Notice I said mountain lion. I wasn't going to ask if either one of you have eaten cougar. Mountain lion. I saw the wink.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I've had mountain lion brats, and I was not a fan.
honest, there's something, and I know it's not logical, but I just think cat. Like I don't think I could bring myself to eat a mountain lion or like a lion or a tiger or something like that. I know people do, right? I know people say mountain lion's good, but I don't think I could eat a
Oh,
mountain lion. Just
the mountain lion that I ate came from my cousin who was smarter than me and didn't get married until he was in his mid-30s. So he had all this time and years to do all these things that I never got to do because I was married with a child. And he shot his mountain lion in Arizona on a work trip, shocker. And
Kelly, you're probably right. Probably already had
and
it.
when I ate it, like he shot the mountain lion and he was with a guide. He had a guide. And you know, they were gonna skinning it and this and that because he did a full mount and it's awesome. And he's like, well, what are you gonna do with all the meat? And they're like, we're gonna throw it in the ground over there and he's like, no, I'll take the meat. And they looked at him like he was off his rocker, and they're like, do you eat raccoons that people have hit on the road too where you're from? Or like, what in the world do you want this
I've heard
meat for?
raccoon's good. I would try raccoon.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Bill will tell you when he comes on, he'll tell you that's one of the best meats there is raccoon meat.
You're out of your mind.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I would eat a trash
He
can.
will tell you that raccoon's the best meat.
All right.
Well,
They
it sounds like
knock your damn trash cans over. I said
sounds like he's gonna have to cook for us when we come down there to shoot some hogs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go do that soon. January.
Yeah,
we're going down in January.
Yeah, I tried mountain lion, and it was on an ice fishing trip, and we were on Lake of the Woods, and we grilled up some mountain lion brats and some bear brats. I liked the mountain lion brats better than the bear brats, but I wasn't a fan of either. And I think the reason I didn't like the bear brats was because there was too much jalapeno in them, and it was too overpowering, and there was too big of chunks of jalapeno. I don't mind like a little heat and a little hint of that flavor, but I don't want to be crunching into a jalapeno when I'm eating a bear brat. You know what I mean?
I can't eat jalapeno. I don't like.
spicy.
It's just like a little heat, a little flavor. Give me a little kick.
Arrows. Yeah.
I don't want to get crazy.
Let's get crazy.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of Bill, he will be on soon. Whether that's next Sunday, the Sunday after that, we'll figure out the scheduling. But I know we're working on a bunch of guests. It's a little tough right now because DNR is busy. It's hunting season everywhere. DNR is swamped and busy. Everybody that we want to talk to, whether they're a guide, we've got an outfitter from Wyoming that we're talking to. We've got a master coyote hunter that we're talking to. Everybody's busy with hunting because it's hunting season.
Artists too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Jim, we can't get Jim here until December, January.
Yeah, everybody's busy with 'tis the season. But we're still working on it. We're still getting guests in. I think Carolina Bass Company is coming on soon, either next week or the week after that. That's where you have to figure out that scheduling. But
birthday, so we're not. Make sure he's still married and can come join us.
Well, or we just make sure that he's not married, and then he can join any Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't go over too well.
Sounds like his problem, not our problem.
Wow,
he's our guest. I'm joking.
No.
But no, we'll have. I'm joking. We'll have Wild Bill on Texas Select Seasoning soon, and we're going to dig into and dive into meat even in more detail and more specifics. And we're going to talk, instead of just kind of high level, we're going to hopefully pick a topic or two, like a meat or two, and say, let's talk about this, or style. A couple things I'd love to talk about with him are that we didn't quite get to tonight that I had on the list, but styles of cooking and smoking. Are you using an electric smoker? Are you using a wood-fired smoker? Are you cold smoking? Are you using indirect heat? Are you using direct heat, direct smoke? Those are all things that,
Propane accessories.
yeah, propane accessories. Dang it, Bobby. That's, to me, that's interesting. I think he'll be able to help us with some of those conversations, which I'm excited for. Not just we're going to first and foremost with him, we're going to dig into his business and him as a person, get introduced, because I think his business is fascinating and it's a great story. And I think you guys are going to enjoy Bill, and I think you're going to like Bill. And
Plus, I think he's got every animal mounted
Yeah.
that is out there in the,
I would love to see. I know we haven't brought it up. If like maybe each time we have him on, he could bring like one recipe. I think that'd be cool. I know he's got
For sure.
tons of different recipes, but we could highlight like one recipe each time he came on. I think would be awesome.
Yeah.
We can build on it. We can put him here in our recipe section.
There,
There's some recipes now it's even put in there tonight. If you want to pickle fish, you can pickle fish
Let me ask you a question. I want to go back to your jerky real quick.
tonight.
Yep.
How do you do your jerky? Do you put it on a dehydrator? Do you put it in
No.
the oven? Do you
Neither.
put it in a smoker? I mean, how are you doing your jerky?
We put it, we thawed it and then put it in a brine. That's where the flavor is coming in, the
Right.
maple jalapeno brine overnight, and then just smoked it at like 195, 180, 190.
You're putting it on racks then in a
Correct.
vertical smoker?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Big old dehydrator.
Because there's a lot of people that use their ovens and leave it cracked open a little
Yep.
bit and use their oven, and that works well. I've had very good jerky that way too.
Yeah.
I've
So-
had brisket
Jerky's
done.
not hard to make. And I think a lot of people assume you need a dehydrator if you want to make jerky, but you definitely do not need a dehydrator to make jerky. And you can just go get a freaking roast and slice it, and you can make some awesome jerky.
Are you doing your deer sticks and sausage and stuff like that the same way, hanging it in a vertical smoker? And how long do you do it for? How many hours? Like if you're doing summer sausage, how long are you doing it for? Smoking it?
It's probably around 3 to 4 hours, but it really depends on when that internal temperature. Like I'll stick the thermometer in one of those logs of summer sausage or whatever. And
So what are you getting the temperature up to? What is your temperature that you're pulling it off at?
not more than 200, I don't think. I think it's like 200, 205.
Written down.
It's temperamental. You got to watch it, especially, and you gotta depending on the smoker that you're using. But like most of the smokers that most of us amateurs are using are either the Bradley or the Smoker Craft or whatever those are. They're smaller, so you can only fit so many things in there. You gotta keep them rotating. Otherwise, you get one in the back that's burned and the one in the front's barely done.
It's like the problem I have with jerky is I'd rather do it ourselves. My son makes really good jerky. But if you go to a processor and get it done, if it's your meat and everything, you're still going to be paying anywhere from $6 to $12 a pound to have it done.
Which
seems to be about the medium here where I live.
Yeah.
So, but if you go buy jerky that ain't yours, you're going to pay
$20.
Yeah, you're paying $20 a pound,
and not even for a pound. I don't think. I promised Slumper I was going to bring this up. Going back to fish, cooking fish. The question from our chat was, how do you feel, or how do you fellers? That was for the Texan. How do you fellers feel about frying walleye in pancake batter or any fish for that matter? I've never tried it. I've never done it. So I have no idea.
Yes, it's very good in pancake batter.
Really?
Yes.
It sounds like it would be good.
I have had walleye in pancake batter. I've had a lot of fish in pancake batter.
I thought about using pancake batter, but now I'm like, why would you not use pancake batter?
One of my uncles, that's all he ever cooked in. He didn't like the beer batter. He liked the pancake batter.
I suppose it's basically just like a beer batter, just without the beer.
It is.
I mean, it's like corn dogs. You can either have a corn dog or you can have a pronto pup. You know what the difference is, right? One's cornbread and one's pancake batter. For pronto pups, so maybe I'd prefer fish in pancake batter. Who knows?
I've never thought about doing that, but
Neither.
sounds delicious.
It's a great idea. Anywho, that kind of brings us to a wrap for tonight, talking about all our meats and putting meat in our mouth and all sorts of good stuff, kind of setting up for when we get Bill on here as a guest. We're going to be primed and ready, talked about the high level stuff, and we're going to dig in. We got to love meat. Who doesn't love meat? Vegans. I should have, I should have changed our stream title to "Vegans Go Home."
No.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they had an epiphany by watching our show and they're like, I just put,
Maybe.
hey, you want to be vegan, you be vegan. Just don't expect me to be one.
Vegans can't eat fish, right? Or can they eat fish? Who can eat fish? Vegetarians?
Vegetarian? No, I mean,
Can
I don't
vegetarians eat fish?
Anyone can eat fish.
Well, no, anybody can eat fish. It's not Russia. We can do anything we want. It's America.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Either.
Vegan eat nothing, like no milk, no dairy, no eggs, no.
That sounds just like an awful
all the
existence
things
to
that
me.
make me, yeah, those are the things that I enjoy the most.
If I can't have a sausage, egg, and cheese on a bagel or on a pretzel bun, just stick a fork in me. Nope, that's all the four food groups right there. You don't need anything else. All right. Anywho, that brings us to a wrap for the third time. Hold on. We got to do this right. We're
and it's been
going.
It's been a crap show tonight, y'all. Let me tell you.
And welcome to Sunday night, everybody. It's your favorite night of the week, and we are
definitely has been a crap show all night.
Oh boy, we got something. Yeah, Sim's giving us all shout outs. Yeah. So for everybody on Twitch, we're gonna raid out. For everybody not watching on Twitch or listening on a different platform, you have no idea what raiding out means probably, but you should learn, because you should come to Twitch and you should check out all three of us: Chief Fox TV, Fish Stalker, and Vexus_X. Check us out on Twitch, and of course, check us out on Twitch, the three of us on this show, Cast and Camo, live every Sunday night. Chief Fox does his streams twice a day, 6 days a week. He is dedicated to streaming on Twitch, basically streaming 7 days a week now that we're doing this show. Fish Stalker streams 5 days a week, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, all the time. He never ends.
I try.
Never ends. So tune in to Fish Stalker. We're getting him on his break right now. After this, he just ended stream earlier. He's going to go stream more now after this.
His wife can't wait for him to go back out and fish.
Yeah, my head's cut off because my camera's look. This has been a night.
Chief is going to be streaming in the morning, right?
Yeah, Chief will be on at 7
a.m.
You're going to be out in the woods trying to get some deer.
I'm going to shoot a deer tomorrow night. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Out tomorrow night. We'll see how I'm feeling. What's going on?
So, well, I hope you feel better too, buddy.
Yeah.
Also, before we leave, make sure you want to explain to him that we will be live a few times this week.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring that up. I brought it up last week, and then I got busy tracking an invisible deer, and the week kind of got away from me. But I think Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Yep.
Yeah, we'll probably do it Tuesday, because based on the weather that I saw earlier, I probably won't hunt on Tuesday, so I'll be around so I can kind of kick us off and get us going. But we're going to be live on Cast and Camo a couple nights this week, or within the next 15 days, 16 days. And we'll be streaming Catfishing America, which is the TV show that Chief was on and the host of. We just got to get our days in. And when it's going to start, I don't know. If you want to watch Chief's old TV show, look for those notifications. We just need to get some stream days in, because we'll never get affiliate if we were just streaming on Sunday. What'd you say? Please come hang out. I'm not even sure I'm going to hang out. I'm just being honest.
Throw a lurk on. It would
Yeah.
really help. Put it on the background.
That's
We've
right.
seen the current viewership, which should be fine. But
We good. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us and listening to our extremely professional show tonight. No slip ups. Everything went smooth from start to finish. So it was great. Oh boy. But for those Twitch viewers, we're gonna raid Thunderspanner tonight. We're gonna go to the land down under and see some fishing. How about that? Get that raid cooking. And we will see everybody, well, maybe a couple nights this week. Otherwise, next Sunday. How about that?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone.